Idag skulle vi egentligen kört en face-to-face intervju med Benjamin Hauser och Kevin Törö. Nu har Kevin Törö dragit sig ur på grund av handskada. Och nu är det 2 veckor kvar och Benjamin står utan motståndare. Benjamin Hauser, what's up?
I'm good, what's up?
When did you first find out the fight was off?
I found out last night after I came home from training, so I just had a great spar, felt amazing. And then I came home and I got sent a picture of his fat hand, and I saw that people were saying that he pulled out, so I was like, this has to be a joke, right? I haven't heard anything. And it turns out it was true. So, yeah, he should have been more careful with that hand because he shouldn't have fingered his bum so much.
Do you believe him?
If I'm gonna be complete, this is what I think. Yeah, I think he's hurt his hand, kind of, you know. But injuries happens all the time. I fought injured many times. I fought with a broken collarbone. I fought like in my debut against Jaguar. I actually fucked up my hand 3 weeks before. So 3 weeks before the fight, I was taking X-rays of my hand. Luckily, it wasn't broken, but it was still fucked up. So I couldn't punch for the weeks before the fight. So my hand was gonna be good, so I could punch in the fight. So issues happens all the time, and it's a part of the game. Who am I to be the judge of how serious the injury is or not? But I just feel like it was bound to happen. He pulled out earlier. He wanted more money. I knew he didn't want this fight. The only reason he wanted the fight in the first place was due to the clout and the money and the opportunity. So, do I feel it's a little bit of a bitch move when you sit here a week earlier and talk this game and you even get asked if you're gonna show up, or do I have to worry about you pulling out and you sit there being like, no, 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 I'm gonna show up and beat his ass, and then you pull out in the way he did? Do I think it's a bitch move? Yes. My last guy, I mean, this is the third guy who pulls out in this camp, but my last fight as well, the guy pulled out 3 weeks before, but at least he had an even worse reason, but he actually was man enough to send me a text before it got leaked. So that's why I'm most upset with Kevin, to be honest.
So, do you still want to fight no matter who says yes at this point?
Yeah, I mean, it's a shit situation to be in because first I was gonna fight Kevin at feather, I think, and he wanted to change it to a catch weight, and then we changed it to catch weight, and now I'm sitting here less than 2 weeks before the fight. I don't even know the weight class. I don't know the opponent. I don't know anything. I just know that I want to fight and Mark wants to try to find a solution. So, yeah, just a very tricky situation, but I have faith that we will find a solution, hopefully. And I mean, I feel like Kevin should have fought. It's like it wasn't the hand I was going for. I was going for his chin anyways, and it wasn't going to hit me with it, so it wouldn't have mattered.
What kind of opponent are you looking for if you could decide?
I mean, here's the thing. I have a problem with talking a big game and actually have the balls to show up, you know? So it might be, sometimes I might be a victim of my own confidence like last time. So all these guys are talking a big game, but they're small pussies, and when it comes down to it, they don't show up. The problem with me is when I say I'm going to do something, I actually do it. So now my team, obviously, I'm in the beginning of my career. I came off a very tough fight last time. Also a guy who's a weight class above me. Undefeated guy, tough fight. I learned a lot. But I mean, am I gonna fight a welterweight for this fight? Probably not. But I mean, I need to be at the same time open-minded because it's less than 2 weeks to the fight. So a lot of guys might not be able to make weight. A lot of guys might not have been in shape for the camp. So if I'm being too picky, it's gonna be hard. So I feel like I need to be a little bit open-minded with the weight, featherweight, lightweight, stuff like this. But it all depends. I mean, would it be ideal to have someone who's also in the beginning of the career, or just someone who makes sense on paper right now when they try to build me back up? Of course. but do I have a problem with actually taking off on tougher opposition than I probably should? Yes. So that's what exciting.
Mm. What happens if no one shows up, you don't have a fight? What is the next move for you?
Then I will get heartbroken because so much effort has gone into this camp. You have absolutely no idea. No one has. So I want to get this fight over with. I want this work to be, yeah, to be put into reality, and for me to put so much on the line for in this camp, and so much work and a lot of resources and work has been going on behind the scenes from Mark's side as well. This was going to be a huge show, a huge event. So, I mean, most people would probably think it's not a big deal. I can just delay the fight or whatever, but that's not what I want to do. And I have a lot of friends and guys who I know that have bought tickets. No one will get refund if I don't fight.
Mm.
And I'm the only one they actually care about. So for me, I want to go, I want to perform, I want to put on a show. Right now, I don't even want to think about not fighting in 2 weeks.
Do you think Kevin has a chance to do a comeback in Air Talks in the future?
Fuck no. I mean, the only reason why he was there in the first place was because of me. And that's not a joke. I mean, I can sit here and I can look like this jerk, but it's facts. I spoke with Kevin. Was not the original opponent either. It was two guys before him. They both pushes out.
Mm.
And then I spoke with Mark, and Kevin was blessed to have this media hype around him for his pro debut, right?
Mm.
And he's also blessed that most of the guys in MMA can't talk for shit. They couldn't pick a sentence together even if their life depended on it, right? So he can actually talk a little bit, and he's funny, like maybe unintentionally, but he looks a bit funny. I mean, he looks, uh, he have a little funny look to him, you know. He's a little midget, but at the same time, his eyes are pretty far apart, so he looks partially. But I like him in a way. Uh, but I picked him because I thought he was a little bit funny, and at the same time, he was from the Nordic scene, so he would bring maybe a few viewers that wasn't from Denmark or Norway. So me and Mark spoke about it, and we thought he was the perfect guy to step in. But
Mm.
that is now in the past because he didn't show up, and I said this in the last interview as well. I said what I respect about him is that if he's gonna show up. So I almost said is that he's gonna show up, but he's not. But yeah, that's the main part I was respecting because it takes balls to get into that cage, right? So
Mm.
I know he's okay everywhere, as I said, but he's not particularly good anywhere. It's like he's just a decent guy, like fighter skill wise, and he got absolutely schooled in his last fight, so his value is down the toilet, and he got paid shit the last time, and now he was actually getting paid. I'm not joking. He was getting paid 4 or 5 times as much as he got in his FCR debut, and that's also thanks to me.
Mm.
Because the truth is, he was sitting there in the last interview when I was talking about the money that he's getting. He was sitting like this. I don't know if you saw, but I was trying to keep my face straight because little does he know that the only reason why he got that money or was supposed to get that money was because of me. When Mark heard that, Mark said, and I quote, Mark said, maybe not quote me on this, but it was something along those lines. He said, he's a little bum. He's not worth that money. Let's pick someone else. And I said,
Mm.
you know what, Mark? He's a little short, cute guy. Just give him the money, yeah? And I'll school him. It will be worth it. My performance will make it worth it, Mark, is what I said. And I managed to talk him through it, so we upped the money, and he got the fight. But he had one chance, and that was now to show up. He was going to get schooled regardless, but this was the only opportunity he had. And he was sitting there like, yeah, this is the beginning of my Air Talks career. Like, he was bound to have one fight, and that was against me. But I still feel like for him, he should have taken the fight because who can be 0-1 and nobody gives a fuck about you? I mean, I have Jack Hermanson, who's a Swedish guy, in my corner. I'm friends with Harila as well, who's a fucking Swedish legend, and all these guys want me to win. So I mean, I got the backing of Sweden, Norway, and Denmark in that fight. So the only reason he was there was because I wanted to whoop his ass. So to answer your question, short, fuck no.
What do you want people to remember after all this?
From the fight or from the build-up with Kevin?
Yeah, from all this build up, from all these things that had happened.
I mean, at the end of the day, he's a nobody and he will be forgotten. He will be known for the memes I made of him, yeah. And I think it's just annoying, because at the end of the day, that's the beauty about this sport, yeah. I sit here, people are watching me. I now a guy sitting on the bench beside me thinks I'm a fucking. But the thing is, you gotta beep that out so I don't lose sponsorships now. But the thing is, I talk and people can say I'm cocky and all this stuff, yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm a good guy, yeah. And I
Mm,
and I behind the scenes and I show up and at least like last time I show up and I take the beating if that's what it takes. I don't give a fuck. I can take a beating,
mm,
So if the guy's gonna whoop my ass, I'm gonna get my ass whooped. But if not, I'm gonna whoop his ass and I'm gonna talk my shit regardless. So these guys, they are
mm,
talking the shit and then they pull out. Like Jon Stadil, I don't know if you heard about that guy. Looks like a crackhead, but he also pulled out. He was gonna fight Jaguar, and he talks
mm,
all this shit about me that I got schooled. The guy's in his 30s, while I was fighting Jaguar, being 25, on 3 weeks' notice, by the way. And I also called for that fight. That's the difference between
mm,
me and him. When my guy pulled out, Mark gave me 5 or 6 guys who was easier than my original opponent, yeah? And I said, no, 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 no. I want that guy who nobody wants to fight. Maybe I had my ego a little bit too high, but I still wanted to fight him. I believed I could KO him, and I still do. But it's a tough fight at the end of the day. It's like when you fight the best guys. I knew I had to
mm.
be perfect to win that fight, and I wasn't. And that's
Yeah.
that's it. So yeah, I fought him on 3 weeks' notice. I showed up and I took the beating as a man, and I came back. But Jon Stadil had half a year to prepare for that fight, and he's also much bigger than me. He fought welterweight at amateurs, yeah, and I fought
Mm,
featherweight. Look at that, yeah. And he's
yeah.
older, more experienced, and then he pulls out a month before the fight and still talks shit. It's like I don't know what makes all these guys pull out right now. Is it because it's June? It's a pride parade or something that Kevin and fucking Jon Stadil has to attend. I mean, what the fuck? Didn't they know beforehand?
And if you don't find an opponent, when can we see you next time in the cage?
Uh, I mean, hopefully we will find an opponent and we will put on a spectacular show, and I can take my summer break with um, and relax and just be proud of what I delivered. But in a worst case scenario that we don't find anything, there's going to be an Air Talks event in August. It's going to be an Air Talks event in October and December as well. So you will see me right back as fast as possible. And yeah, here's the problem also for Kevin. Yeah, even because here's the thing, I'm a little bit up and down. One day I think, fuck that little midget, and the next day I think, oh, look at that cute little midget. I might want to whoop his ass. But the problem is with Mark as well. Is Mark is a businessman and he's smart. So and this is the problem because the last guy I was gonna face, his name is Mo, but most people know him as Mosquito or Mo Lester because that's what I named him, or Ho Mo. But he also wanted. He said like, yeah, let's do it again, and I actually like that guy because he's a pretty decent guy. But uh, at the same time, Mark is not like so excited about booking these fights because the guys are pulling out, and I understand him. It's a business for him and he puts a lot of into the events. So for him to see all these guys just pull out right before each event because their pussy hurts, I mean, it's a tricky situation for him. So I believe that even if I'm a good talker and Mark likes me, I believe even now it's hard. It's going to be very hard even for me to get Mark to actually sign Kevin for a one fight whooping. So I don't believe I'm going to see that guy again. But yeah. And now it's a fucking wedding here. Oh my god. I'm going to ruin their fucking wedding. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. I'm not even joking. Have a look. What the fuck?
What the
I'm
fuck?
going to ruin the wedding. I'm sitting in the background talking shit. You know what? I believe that wedding they heard about our interview, they were gonna like, we're gonna make the best wedding ever. We're gonna have Hauser in the
Yeah,
background talking shit. Look,
yeah. Are you signed to Airtox or are you allowed to fight in like FCR in Sweden?
in air. That's why I like Air Talks. They give me special treatment because I'm a special guy. So I'm signed, but they still give me permission to fight outside of the organization if it makes sense. It obviously depends on the organization and everything. I know that, for example, in Denmark, fuck those guys. Mark doesn't want me to fight for them because they're a direct competitor, so they fucking suck.
Yeah.
But I would assume that it depends a little bit. It's Scandinavia, but I like FCR. So if I believe the door is open if the right opportunity presents itself.
Because there is a event in August or September in Växjö in Sweden, and there's a guy called William Svärd who's making his pro debut. Are you willing to fight him for his debut in his home city?
I'm gonna be honest, never heard about the guy in my life. But the only issues I would have is if let's say he's Harila's best friend, then I wouldn't want to fight him because I'm friends with Harila and I want Harila to maybe corner me or something like this. So if that was something, then I wouldn't fight the guy. But if he's my weight or even like you seen previously, similar to my weight in any shape or form, I mean, why not? But at the same time, I have so many guys calling me out. So many guys wants to fight me at all the ways from featherweight to welterweight. Yeah, and I'm not joking, not joking at all. So I'm in a very blessed position now where I have a lot of opportunities like at Air Talks and other promotions as well. I got like an offer from Spain that was actually paying pretty good. But so for me, it's like last time, or I've done that before too. I just take on the fights and I don't want to back down and stuff. But at the same time, I believe I'm not like a big name or anything like that yet, but I have a bigger name than most of these nobodies. So I will do what's best for me. And with that, I mean, let's say I want to fight a guy on a date in Air Talks, I'm going to bring him to Air Talks. For example, just like with Kevin, it's like,
Yeah.
he's not going to get me to FCR. I'm the A side. He can get his ass over to Copenhagen and get his ass whooped and get back. So, but yeah, I don't know who that guy is, but I mean, if it makes sense, sure.
Yeah.
But don't like, I don't know if it's his birthday or you like this is gonna be like a birthday message for him. So don't like crush his dreams because don't want to make any promises I can't promise. It makes
No, of
sense.
course.
It's like I don't even know the
Yeah.
guy. I don't remember the date you said. So this is not me accepting a date because
No.
I don't know when did you even say August or what?
Yeah, August or
Did
September,
you
I
say
think.
August?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, as I said, if it makes sense, sure. But it would have to make sense for me as well.
Well, thank you for joining today, Benjamin. And we hope you find an opponent in 2 weeks.
Me too, and thank you for the time. I mean, I was looking forward to come here and roast Kevin today, so it was a little bit of a bummer he's not here. But
Yeah.
I still got to talk a little smack about him. But yeah, you're nice guys, you're professionals. So we show up. He wasted your time, and you should actually charge him for those interviews you did because he only did them to get the clout. So yeah,
Yeah. Well, thank you, Benjamin.
thank you. Have a blessed day.